Hey everyone, I know it's been a couple weeks since I did my last vlog, but I wanted to kind of update everybody on what's going on. Back at the end of May, I did go in to see my doctor after my surgery, and he did not give me the news that I wanted, unfortunately. They're still finding cancer cells, so we're going through the process of trying to do one more round and see if it works. They're a lot more aggressive this time. He's doubling my medication, which has not been fun because it's making me a little bit of a hormonal mess. And also the fact that I'm having a couple of side effects with it that I didn't have at the first cycle that I did. So I'm kind of feeling like, you know what, it's all worth it. In the end, I'm going to end up hopefully beating this thing, and that is my goal. So, as much as I could easily take that road and just have surgery and be done with it, that takes away so many options from my family, and I just can't see just taking the easy way out and not trying every possibility of us trying to start a family. So I'm not going to give up. I'm a pusher. I'm definitely going to do what I got to do. And I know a couple weeks ago on Facebook I had posted something about how hard it was going through it and how depressed I was feeling. And I think you go through times like that. That's part of cancer. Is you have these ups where you're like, I'm going to do it. This is what I'm going to do. And then you have these moments when you feel like you've been shut down again, and you go through that feeling of like, oh, this is like killing me, and I'm so frustrated with it. And that's when you need support. And I'll tell you, so many friends and family, all of you guys that came out and wrote me emails and gave me phone calls and jumped on board to say, hey Christine, we support you, and this is your choice, and we're going to follow you, even if it's not a choice that we would have made. It doesn't matter, because this is your body and your life, and we're going to support you in that. And I have to say thank you to all of you for doing that for me, because I needed to hear that I wasn't making choices that were going to hurt everybody around me, because the reality is this is a personal thing. This is something I'm going through, and my husband is going through it with me because he just is along for the ride, unfortunately. But that's what happens, and it is a family thing, and people do get involved in it, and they want to all give you advice and tell you, hey, you don't need kids, and you'll be perfectly happy if you just adopt and things like that. But the problem is, I want a child. I want to be a mother, and I want to have that family. And yes, I can adopt, and I probably will still adopt, because I want a big family. So in order, at this point in our life, that's probably the only way we're going to get a lot of kids, is by adopting. So, I know that's not future for us, but at the same time, I feel like I want one that's mine, that looks like me, that has my eyes or Kevin's dimples, or, I want it to look like us and to be a part of us. And even though an adopted child is going to become a part of our family and will be definitely loved and adored just as much as any birth child would, it's different. And feeling a child grow inside of you and all this, that's all part of the process. And if you don't get that, and you haven't tried everything in your possibility to, everything out there to get that, then I will be angry with myself that I didn't do that. And I don't want to look back on my life and have regret. So that's why I'm going through this and doing what I'm doing. And for those of you that have been supporting me, I just appreciate everything you've done. And at this point, there's definitely people in my life who have jumped on board and have really been very, very, I've got an aunt and a cousin out in Texas right now who have just, they're not even blood. They're my husband's family, and they have been incredibly supportive of me. And it's just amazing, because, they could just be like, she's just a, cousin by me. They're not like that at all. They send me emails, and they do, follow-ups, and they make sure that I'm going through the process with some support. And of course I have a husband who's very supportive of me, who's been going through this whole process with me. And I cannot be any more lucky than I am to have someone who has been through it and is like, honey, you're making the right choices. This is what we want, and you're okay with this. And if there's a point when it's not going to be okay, I'll tell you. But, he's just kind of following along with me and being as supportive as he can. He knows I have days when I'm really high up and really low down. And he just says, hey, you know what, you're going to get through this, and we're going to get through this, and I'm here for you, and you know, whatever you're feeling, just tell me, you know, and I try to do the same for him, and he's been very open with me and telling me how he feels about stuff. So that communication door has been really open since I've been diagnosed, and I think that that's important in any marriage, even in a marriage where people aren't having issues. So it's great that we've been able to open that door. And being that it's Father's Day, I want to say thanks to my dad, who, you know, he's been extremely supportive. He worries like crazy because he's like, he hears double medication and all these other things, and I'm his daughter. He's gonna worry about me, and he's always been there for all of us through all of our lives, and he's been that supportive dad who's always there, who goes to all your softball games and all your swim meets, no matter how boring they are. And believe me, winter meets are pretty boring, and he was at every one of them. So, you know, my father is a very special man, and he came to one of my first surgery. He offered to come to my third surgery. He was away in Florida for our second surgery, but that's okay. We'll forgive him for that one. That's his Florida time. We don't mess with that, but you know, he's earned it. The man's turning 80 years old this summer. He's earned it. So I'm kind of glad that we still have him after 80 years, and that he still is vibrant and healthy and still playing senior softball and doing all the things that he's doing. So, you know, for Father's Day, I just want to say, Dad, thank you for being there and supporting me through this, knowing that, you know, I know in your heart you're afraid, and that you think you know, you don't want to lose your daughter, and that's the same feeling Kevin has. He doesn't want to lose his wife. So both of you as men in my life have both been very uplifting and holding me up, and I feel like that's something that is a gift that I could not have gotten, you know, by any other means than the grace of God. So, you know, I'm very fortunate to have the family and the friends and the support system that I do have, and it's just been amazing. So, you know, the weight's starting to come off. That's my big thing this session, is like, I'm going to lose the weight. You know, I've talked to the doctors at Johns Hopkins, and they were like, you know, we did have some people who've gone into remission because they've lost weight. If you tell me that, I'm going to run with it. So the fact that they are saying that it's a possibility, well, maybe I'm that one, you know, that 1 in 10 that can happen for. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try and get this weight off. And so far I'm doing pretty good. People at Ideal Protein have been awesome. They've been trying to figure out, tweak the diet a little bit to make it work for me. And we think we found, you know, one that's kind of working really well. I'm eating a little bit more than what they normally have people eating, and it seems to be enough that I'm not hungry anymore, because that's part of the problem with the medication. It makes you stark raving starving. So this has been like a nice curb to that. It's kind of been helping me, so I'm not hungry as much as I used to be. And it's not like I'm going around eating cake and cookies and all that. No, I've cut sugar out of my diet, so I don't have any sugar in my diet, because I'm trying really hard to, you know, alleviate things that I know are going to be potential problems. So I just have not been eating those things. And again, it's been nice to have a husband who's on the same diet as me, because he's not going around eating candy and cookies either and right in front of me and doing it. So it's been very helpful. So again, I just want to say thank you to all of you that have been so incredibly supportive in helping me through this. And you know what? I'm going to beat it. It's going to take time, and it's going to be an effort, but my next surgery is in August, and so I will keep updating you all on what's going on and what's happening. And my exercise is doing really good. I'm still feeling good about that. So as long as I'm keeping healthy and doing what I can do for me, because I can only control what I can control, what goes into my body and what I do as far as exercise. Everything else, I can't control it. I can't control whether the cancer goes away or not. I can't do that. But I can control the parts that I can, which is the weight loss, and I will be pushing my way through all that this summer. So if you see me and you are having a party and I come over for that party, know that I'm probably not going to be eating the cake and ice cream, so don't offer it to me, you know, because I'm really trying to stay away from things that are going to be potential pitfalls. So yeah, that's kind of how it is for right now. But thanks everybody, and I will hopefully be doing a couple more vlogs this week since I'm off, and my husband and I are having our big birthday this week. So we are officially over the hill by the end of the 21st. We will both be over the hill at the same time, 2 days apart. So it's not really a great thing to have happen, but it's just a number. I still feel 22. I still go out to New Kids on the Block concerts and rock it out. So it's all good, you know. We have next week. I'm taking my niece to see One Direction, and my goddaughter and my best friend. We're all going out to see One Direction. So going from New Kids on the Block on Friday night to going to see One Direction on next Sunday, it's going to be like, okay, old lady screams, 17-year-old girl screams. I don't think there's any comparison. That 17-year-old girls are way worse than we are. So it's going to get ugly, and I'm not going to be enjoying it. I think I'm going to need the earplugs for that one. But the music is good, at least. I'll enjoy that part. But yeah, so I still feel young. As long as I feel young, that's what matters, right? So have a great week, and I will talk to you guys soon.